What's happening, everybody? Of course, it's your host, Brink Young, and you're tuning in to the most award-winning talk show in Memphis, Atlanta, and Mobile, Alabama. Of course, all them trophies in the back, you see all of them, every last one of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 of them. You know, I ain't even got to count it out. You know how many it is. Talking about none other than BrinkTV. Now, we have been snowed in. Cold snowed in, but it's important that we have some hot talent on this white couch. Joining us tonight, we got the beautiful and lovely KeTriana. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. First and foremost, I gotta say thank you for coming on the show. Means a lot to have you kicking with us on the couch.
No problem. I'm honored to be here. You know, with all your awards and stuff. I feel like I'm a little.
Of them. It ain't that many. It's a couple of them, but just know you in good presence. Now let's go ahead and get into this interview because we got plenty to talk about. Because you're actually, I don't want to just limit you and say that you're just an R&B singer, but you're a singer. Let's say
yes,
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kind of, what's the word I like to use? Eclectic.
Eclectic.
So I like to kind of incorporate every genre of music.
Okay. And that would mean that you're actually able to perform all genres of music. So
yes,
we got a secret weapon on the couch tonight, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? Time to get into it. So where are you from exactly?
Okay, so I am a Memphis native, born and raised here, 23 years old, and I would say that a lot of my musical influence would be Memphis influenced as well because, I mean, we just a melting pot of talent here. I mean, I'm not trying to brag or nothing.
Oh, man. Memphis is like a big old bowl of gumbo. You never know what you're going to find in Memphis. You know, hey, it's definitely the place for it to happen. So let's go ahead and talk about coming up. Like, who were some of the artists that you were listening to? Who did you have in them speakers?
So a lot of it is like influenced by like obviously my mother and stuff, but the main person that like I gravitated towards was Alicia Keys. Okay. So I wanted to have my hair braided up. I wanted to be playing the keyboard and all that. I'm not all the way there with that yet, but I'm gonna catch up with her. But yeah, that was my main influence. I can't really think of, because she's really into poetry as well, right. And that's like one of those like something that I had early on was poetry. I had a knack for that I easily was able to, and I got that from my mother as well.
That's amazing. So it won't be weird or out of the ordinary to see you like in a poetry or spoken word cafe doing a little thing.
That's kind of my vibes.
Okay. Hey, what they be doing in there?
You cannot clap in there. You got to snap.
Yeah, I'm digging it. All right, so we got to talk about the single that you're about to release. We're talking about mid-March. What is it called?
The single is I'm Done. Okay. It was co-written with Prince DJ and myself, and it's kind of one of those like personal type of tracks because I did write the hook for that a while ago about a friend that I kind of had a falling out with, and it kind of that's where that I'm done part came from because certain situations, whether they be romantically or platonically, when you kind of fed up, you just done.
Hey, it's a wrap.
Yeah. And so then we kind of finished it this year, and it just turned into this whole like otherworldly kind of track. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm telling you, when the people hear it, they're gonna love it.
Yeah. All right. So of course, you said the song is I'm Done. So I mean, like, say I just got out of a relationship. Is this a song that I probably should be listening to? Is it gonna keep me motivated, keep my head up?
Yes.
Is it gonna make me stop crying? I want to know.
Okay, so I ain't gonna lie, it's gonna give you some feels because I listen to it from time to time, even now, and I'd be like, well, dang, I was kind of talking up in there.
Definitely got to keep the Kleenex handy, right?
Yes. Okay. But it gives you that incentive, that motive to just go ahead and be done with a situation when it should have expired so long ago.
Yeah.
So that's
that song will be available like on all platforms or YouTube exclusively or what?
Yes, that is my plan for all platforms. I do have to do the back end for that, and I will be having that released about mid-March.
Okay, so hey, you guys definitely be on the lookout for that. So let's go ahead and talk about your YouTube. As far as your artistry, you have a lot of cover songs on there, and I think it's amazing. Because that definitely shows your range. How broad you can be as far as a singer. Like, who are some of some of the artists that you like to cover?
So a few of the artists that I do like to cover is Victoria Monet. She's kind of newer. I think she just dropped her first album this last year.
Okay.
But she kind of been in the background for a while, so a lot of people don't know about her. Her song that I did was called Moment, and like, people love it. They think it's mine, I guess, my rendition of it, or just not knowing it too much. But that song is one of hers that I've done. I've done Billie Eilish before, so I kind of range. I don't stick with like R&B people. I kind of like to go to pop. I like to go to like, I have another one called Hallelujah.
Okay.
Everybody pretty much knows if you watch the Shrek movies or whatever. Everybody knows those.
Yeah.
And I kind of just want to keep it where it's almost like I'm not kind of consistent, but it's that like I want to be versatile to everybody.
Right.
So it's kind of like that's how my artistry is. Yeah.
And I think it's beautiful because it's kind of like a car. You just cut it on and drive. It can go anywhere. You know, off camera, you told me that you actually been flirting with country music.
Yes.
Now, I just want to know, am I going to be able to hear some KeTriana country one of these days? I just want to know that.
Yes, I kind of want to do some country.
Okay.
I want to do some folk. What else I want to dip my toes in? Oh, rapping too. I mean, I ain't trying to brag. Like I said, I do poetry, so
Yeah,
that's second nature right there. So
yeah. So you did mention mom, you know, is definitely a musical influence. So let's talk about the song. You guys got a song together. I think it's called, is it Hustler or Hustling?
Yes, it is Hustler.
Okay.
So that one is, I'm just a feature on that.
Okay.
I'm a humble feature on that one. But my mother, she is the rapper on there. I'm just the singer. She did amazing for that. And then we did a remix where we got a Skinny Pimp on there.
Whoa,
as well.
we talking about the OG Kingpin, Skinny Pimp. Shout out to him. Now, off camera, we also talked about you actually worked with Gangsta Black. Oh my gosh! Shout out to my guy Gangsta Black. Hey, I can't say everything that you be saying on camera, but you know what it is. I just say, if you mean Jelly Bean, my guy. So what was it like to work with a historical hip hop legend like Gangsta Black?
That was like different because whenever I'm in the studio with different artists, I like to see how they move.
Right.
And so one thing in particular that I did notice about him was that I watched him write his whole verse, like right there in the studio. I think we were recording the hook and stuff, and so he like wrote his whole verse out and then went in there and like killed it. Like, I want to say that was one take. I don't remember him doing extra takes and stuff. I was like, so this man just really wrote that and then went in there and did it on one take. So I'm trying to get like that, you know, Gangsta Black. I'm trying to be like you. I mean, in that part, you know.
I think that's dope, man, because a lot of times the OGs, they can come in there and do that grooming and kind of just show us the way, us young bucks, you know, show us the way. Okay, another thing that I actually saw recently was La Chat. She was bumping your music. We got to talk about that now. Chat, hey, Chat Way. Shout out to my girl.
Yes, she was doing her, you know, weekly Chat Way or That Way. And I was a little nervous because a lot of the, I don't know if you've heard it or not, her Chat Way or That Way.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with on IG.
So like, you know, a lot of what she plays is like, well, it's what people send in, but a lot of it is kind of like, you know, the hip hop and stuff. So I was a little like, I don't know, I'm finna throw an R&B song in there, and it was actually I'm Done. And it was actually well received by the audience and by her, and then DJ No Name as well. Like, they all loved it, the hook and everything. And that's the thing, like a lot of my songs, one thing I always say is like, I can write a hook, and a hook from me is always gonna be catchy. If you don't know nothing else from the song, you know the hook. And that's what I noticed that they picked up on the most, was that hook. So I was honored.
You know, they always say that the two most important elements of a song, of course, is the hook and the beat. So if you already got them on the hook, it makes sense. And then another thing I gotta say is, like, for that to be a heavily rap influence, music, Monday deal that she does. Like, you kind of like that ace of spades. You come in there and cut everything else in there, because like that's the angle. You always got to work your angle. So it's dope that you did that. So you never know. Might see a little chat feature on the way. You never know. I mean,
I wouldn't mind
it. Work like that sometimes. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about, like, aside from music, what are you doing in your spare time, if you have any at all?
So in my spare time, I like to write a lot.
Okay.
So whether that be more songs I'm writing, poetry, I like to write movie scenes. I like to write books. Yes.
We're getting somewhere.
I want to branch out and do a little bit of everything. Okay. So like another aspect that I kind of want to step into even within this year, in the next couple months while I'm working alongside with music, is acting. And not just me acting, kind of directing and like screenwriting and stuff. I want to really get into that. And there's a good like group of people that I already have like in my corner and that I've worked with on other projects as well that have, they'll be my go-to people that I'll do that with.
Right. I think that's amazing. Definitely got to spread it out just a little bit, And
you can't just be a one-trick pony. You gotta like branch out
versatility,
these days. Yes.
Especially coming from Memphis. And if you ever want to get into any acting, of course, Uncle Brink. I'm working on a sitcom right now. It's coming out on CW30 this spring. So we'll talk about it. So, what Uncle Brink do? So go ahead and get the people all your social media while we at it. Okay.
So my social media handles are. Under Instagram, it'll be KeTriana _ KeTriana _ and then I have a Facebook page as well, a like page, and it's KeTriana. And then I also have a YouTube channel where you can see a lot of my covers. That is KeTriana as well too. So if you can't find me on the other social medias, if you find my Instagram, for sure I have a link tree, and that'll link you to all my other social medias, YouTube, Facebook, and all that.
That's amazing. You got any shout outs, anything before we get out of here?
I do want to shout out a few people. I want to shout out my mother first and foremost. She is like my manager. Without her, I kind of wouldn't be doing a lot of the things because she makes a lot of the movements and stuff for me. She believes me. She is my backbone, not just in this music stuff, but like just in real life too. So, and then also I would love to give Foster Boy a shout out as well. He, alongside my mother, they like really, they're like that support system that I need, because sometimes even when I don't think that I'm like gonna make it that far or whatever the case may be, they're the ones that like really like instill in me like, no, you can do this, you got this, like we believe in you, so you should believe in you. And then I also want to give a shout out to just the other artists that I've worked with in Memphis, which would be, Prince DJ, like I said, Gangsta Black, Skinny Pimp, and then also JB, Jonathan Hanks. I want to give him a shout out too. He was one of the first people that worked as a producer with me and got me comfortable with the studio, and he still even comes through with all the tracks and stuff that I get from him, and it's always just good vibes with him as well.
That's awesome. So, of course, this is one thing that we just started really doing on BrinkTV. See, I want you to look into that camera right there, and I want you to tell the people, all the viewers, everybody that's watching, why they should mess with you, why they should listen to your music, why they should check out I'm Done as soon as it come out in mid-March. Go.
So I'm just going to say the reason why y'all should mess with me and my song I'm Done is because I feel like I'm bringing that breath of fresh air to the game, even to Memphis as well. Like, we already kind of got like an established like scene going on here, even though the industry itself ain't tapped too much into it, but we coming up there. Like 2021 gonna be our year, and I'm very excited for what like projects I'm gonna do, all the things that I'm gonna drop, and personality wise I got y'all, music wise I got y'all, talent wise I got y'all, so I am excited.
Like I say, this lady is multi-talented. She got so much talent. All of this is oozing out of this little 5'3" little lady. Like I say, so much talent. Make sure you guys check out I'm Done, coming out this mid-March, because I'm going to have to check it out. Like I say, it might have some tears on my pillow, but it's all good. She says it's going to have me in my feels, it's going to have you in your feels too, but also it promotes good feels too, because it's going to show you how to get through do it. You know, that's what we doing. So with that being said, I gotta say thank you again for coming on the show.
Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Believe that. Now back to more Brink TV.
Yo, Brink. Brink. Come here. You hear me? Listen to me. I'm a little salty right now. I mean, you've been doing your thing at Comcast for 7 years, but you ain't put a brother on. Come on, man. Put me on. You know I'm Cardi B's cousin. All right, man. I'm playing. I'm not Cardi B's cousin. I'm just